Now, this week I was planning on doing a video on the T5 behind me. I'm waiting on some suspension parts to be delivered to get this sorted for its MOT so I can get it back on the road. Unfortunately, they've not arrived yet. I've done what any sane, normal person would do under the circumstances. I bought a Mini! And with some help from our friends at MaxpeedingRods, we're gonna put this thing back on the road. Now I know what you're thinking. Tim, why have you bought another car? Tim, why have you bought a Mini? Tim, what are you doing with this Mini? Truthfully, I don't know. How did I come about buying this Mini? Well, do you know what? It wasn't my fault, honest. I'm gonna put it out there. It was the old bait and switch. So a guy, a couple of units down from me, is moving, he's leaving the country. Said, Tim, look, I've got a bunch of tools, I'm clearing out. Do you wanna have a look, see if there's anything you want? It's a trap! I thought, oh, do you know what? Yeah, I'll have a look for some tools. And we're looking through and I've pretty much got everything. I didn't really need anything, but we wanted to have a nose. So what happened is then the conversation gets on to, well, what are you doing with the cars? Oh, we're going to sell them on and you know, just we're going to keep one of them and the other two need to go. So of course I stupidly asked the question, how much do you want for the Mini? I thought it was a good price. And I'm sure you'll tell me in the comments below whether or not it was a good price, but we'll take a look around the car and see if this Mini Cooper S that I spent £1,000 on was in fact a good buy or yet another massive financial mistake. The bodywork is super straight. I can't really see any shopping dings down the side of it, which for one of these is unbelievable. It's got the white roof, the white mirror caps, white stripes on the bonnet. It's got 4 spotlights, it's pretty cool. And that's where it ends. I think this is quite a low spec Cooper S. It's got normal headlights, no xenons, which again, I thought all of the facelift Cooper S's would have come with. Obviously, this doesn't. So yeah, it's just got standard headlights. It's also got these 16-inch wheels, which again, they're not really my favorite. Then when we look at the paintwork, wow, it's a 2006 red Mini. Yeah, that's right, lack appeal everywhere. So looking at the front of the car, we've got this here on this panel. The bonnet, we've got this, which again looks really bad. That's going to need dealing with. Then as we go around the car, we've got it again this side. We've got it into the top of the door. Again, this side is really straight. Again, we've got this here, which again looks like it's, I mean, I get the feeling this whole car's had a really dodgy blowover in the past. I don't know if it picks it up on the camera here, but this is kind of almost a pinky colour. Here we've got lack appeal on the boot. And yeah, I just don't know if this actually picks it up, especially in this light, but it's definitely multiple shades of pink. And you can see here, but unlike a lot of these, it hasn't got the rust in the tailgate. That's right. It looks like we haven't got any rust to contend with. On the edges of the tailgate, around the number plate surround, and also, oh, I'm going to drop this tailgate down because the boot struts have gone. We haven't got any rust underneath the lights either, so that's something to be pleased with. The lights themselves, pretty terrible. They're both going to need replacing. Maybe I could look at some Union Jack lights for this. I don't know, I'm not sure what we're going to do with it yet. The car is, the bodywork certainly isn't as good as I hoped, but again, I bought it covered in dust. I should know better by now, shouldn't I? And as we look down this side, we've got lack appeal around here where someone's just clearly just not been looking when they've filled it up with petrol and just smacked it into the bodywork. Down here, we've got lack appeal on the top of the door, and we're back to the front. Now, along with the headlights, looking like they're going to need a good polish. That pretty much takes care of the outside. Oh, wait, there's one more bit I forgot, one more bit of damage, and that would be up here. That's right, we've got a massive stone chip right in the middle of the roof. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that means every panel, maybe except for the bumpers, been saying that I saw some damage in the lacquer on the rear bumper. So yeah, every panel on this car is going to need some paint work. That sounds like a huge undertaking. Is that something that's worth doing? Is it something that people kind of just don't really care about? People buy these as track cars because they are super capable. Again, I don't know. We'll have a look and we'll see what we're going to do. Now, most of that is pretty cosmetic. It's pretty horrific, but it's cosmetic. So having a look underneath the car, this is the reason that it came off the road. And this is probably the reason, well, this is the reason I got it so cheap. Again, was it cheap? Please do let me know down in the comments. So just taking a look under here, we can see how crusty this subframe actually is. I mean, yeah, that looks like it's been dragged out of a swamp, doesn't it? And the other side looks just as bad. Yeah, that's definitely seen better days under there. So I think we need to look at replacing that subframe, the suspension arms, the bushes, possibly the brake lines as well, because it all looks pretty nasty under there. But I won't know until I get the wheels off and actually get under there properly and take a really good look. But I think we know the subframe needs to go. Thankfully, this car came with a replacement subframe and some R56 rear arms and a couple of other bits and pieces. Now we've got this replacement rear subframe, which looks just as bad, but it's got an anti-roll bar on it. We're going to need some new drop links because they're as bad as the ones on the car, and for 20 quid you may as well replace them. Got some lower arms, but all in all, it's pretty crusty. Now, the good news is, obviously, as I said, we've got this new subframe. So it means that we don't have to worry about rust and crustiness, and all the holes and everything's clear. So it means I can take the bits off the old subframe, and the bits that are good, I can fit back up to this. The bits that aren't, I can just replace. And then we'll have a whole nice shiny new subframe to go back under this car. Now behind me, we've got a 1.6 supercharged engine. This is a later car, so it's got the later supercharger with the Teflon coated blades, which apparently is the one to have. It also has slightly more horsepower as well. I believe it's 170, but I'm kind of new to minis, so I could be completely wrong. But it sounds quite nice. It's obviously it's due a service. It's been off the road since, as I said, it's been off the road since the pandemic. Yeah, look, do you know what? It doesn't sound horrific. You rev it, it sounds good. Get all the nice pops and bangs. So the engine is the least of my worries. And this is, as I say, really, really basic inside. So it's got cloth seats, which again, most of these that I've seen have got half leather interiors, if not full leather interiors. Now it's got air conditioning, but no climate control. It's got the standard clock in the middle with the rev counter above the steering wheel. Interior wise, I mean, it's just filthy. The seats need a good clean. But what do you expect from a car that's been sat for the best part of 18 months? Yeah, it all just needs a good clean. And yeah, hopefully it should come up. But again, what are the options with this interior? I've seen online that these seats aren't particularly comfortable for any long periods of time. So we might take a look at the interior. We might not. We'll see what the budget stretches to. On the whole, it kind of reminds me of a Mark II Golf in here. It's really about driving it. It's not about all the toys and all the gadgets. There's no toys and flashing light. There's no distractions for when you take it out on a B road and absolutely hammer the life out of it. So what do you think? Was £1,000 too much to give for this little Mini Cooper S, considering it came with the parts to replace the rear subframe? What should I do with it? Should I just daily it over the winter? That was kind of the intention. Should I sort the bodywork? Should I turn it into a track toy for spring? Again, these things are supposed to handle great on track, so it'd be really interesting to see what it's like out on track. But let me know what you think. If you're new here, remember to subscribe to the channel to see what we're going to do with the Mini next. Now, the next video, we're going to do the suspension on the T5 behind me here. So if you're new to the channel, take a look at the playlist here for the T5. If not, again, make sure you're subscribed, because once we've done that, we're going to get onto this. So guys, look, thanks ever so much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.